I remember living the best part of my life when my dad gave me a bicycle so that I could ride to Playa del Rey every single day. I went to Ireland. They shipped me off. We got off in Ireland, I think it was, and then we got onto a train and went to Liverpool, England. We had 15,000 troops on there, and I was on D-deck, and I couldn't get down there because of the smell, because everybody was barfing into their helmets all the way down. So it was snowing, and we had no escort on the Ile-de-France because it was a pretty fast boat. So I went up on deck in the snow with blankets, and I lay in there. And that's where I spent 7 days. We were replacements. That's we got on the French ship and landed in Le Havre, right, and went from Le Havre to the battle zone. I don't know where it was.
Gotcha.
And what really got me mad, I had a 90-pound duffel bag, and there was a mountain of duffel bags like that, and I had to throw my duffel bag in Ruffle, which I took care of all the time that I was anyway. So they took all my clothes and said, "Don't worry about it. This is the way we get new clothes for the Army. So we'll give you the other stuff." That they give me 54 packs of cigarettes, and I didn't smoke. The company was wiped out, so we had to keep it going. And that night, we was in a house, and that night they sent me out to a hole. What do they call them?
Foxhole.
Foxhole.
Okay.
And I went out there and set the machine gun up, and I was out there all night long, the first night on combat. And I had to cock the gun once, and if you have an attack, you cock it again, and it's so noisy that everybody could hear it.
Yeah.
Where we had a specialized attack unit, and I hate to see this, but we had to do our thing. And when they were attacking, what I remember is something in the Ruhr Valley, and there was I was in the mountains all by myself in this castle. And I had a table with a machine gun on it looking across the river. And we had 30,000 troops across in this city over there. And I had a machine gun because they couldn't come because we couldn't take care of them. They had surrendered, and we couldn't take care of them. And I believe that was the Ruhr Valley. And we were constantly relieving the 42nd Division, and then the 30th would come, I think 30th, come back and relieve us after. But we attacked every Sunday morning. We carried no backpack, nothing. K-rations in here, that's it. We had no backpack because we were a specialized attack unit, and all we did was attack. Take a town like Nancy. I remember Nancy, that was bombed out, leveled, one chimney raised. Anyway, and that's where there was a house that we took over, and it had a bed in there with blankets that thick. And I stayed overnight in one of that. Usually when we took a city or we had some place to sleep, like this place. Okay, where was it? Nancy, we had a house,
Right.
and they would come and take over. We'd leave, and then they'd take over. And then we had to come back, and we had to come back and retake the city again. And this house, we stayed in the same house that we took before. And the lady come out to me, And she says, "Are you nice people? You're really nice?" Because the people that were here before were terrible people. They stole all the stuff that I had in there. And my Sergeant Anderson took it all. And they had a basement. And my squad was in the basement. And then we got orders to move out. And this one guy says, "I ain't going." I looked at him, and the sergeant says, "Come on, you're going with us." "No, I'm not going." Sergeant took his gun out and put it to his head. He says, "Come on, or I'll shoot you." And he came on. And that was a horrible experience, and I never seen him again. And there was a donkey over here somewhere, yee-haw, going all the time. Now, the Germans had a bomb. Okay, they lost a Screaming Mimi, and it hit right at the castle where I'm at. Okay, it killed the donkey and knocked me out for about 5-6 hours, and that's why I can't hear anymore. Okay, but I was getting replacements at the time, and they were coming in. I said, "Get in the house, get in there, get in there, get in there." And I'm trying to push them in there, so I'm trying to get them in, and I didn't make it. So I'm knocked out and killed the donkey. Oh, and I had a dog that I picked up in France, and we was charging up a hill in Czechoslovakia, going up a hill, and my dog went that way. And I looked at him, I said, "Uh-oh." So I followed him, and my squad followed him, my guys. And sure enough, boom, 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 boom. The dog heard the bombs coming. We was going through this town, and this concentration camp had been relieved, you know, and all the people that could were gone, but there was still people in there, and there's a few dogs in there. And I went in there. That's where I seen all lampshades made out of skin. So that's where I seen that. This is my division across Lorraine. Okay? Now, just before the war ended, they had to take the division back to the United States. And they worked on points. If you was whatever, most of them went home. I didn't have enough points to come home. So they put me in the first division. Okay, so I went in the first division, and they sent me to Nuremberg, and then the Firth Nuremberg, and they put me up in a tower with a machine gun and stuff like that there, and I was all by myself on that, and I don't know what happened after that. They sent me as an MP to the whole village, and one day I'm up there in the shower room, and they made me a sergeant, and the guy I didn't like, they made him a staff sergeant. And we giving words to each other, we got into a battle. There's 2-story building. The cell block was all concrete, and stuff like that. And all the cells were all together like that there, like there was Goring and Rudolph Hess and Kaltenbrunner and all those guys in there. And the cells looked just like any cell you would look into. But they had a man looking inside the window when they got out. Now, Goring had a problem that he got up at 4 in the morning screaming, and they had to give him a shot. He had something, I don't know if he was a heroin addict or not. I heard he had a hair implant in back of one of his homes. I don't know. Anyway, he was a nice guy. to me. And I'd watch him all the time and never gave me a problem. But he got out and nobody touched him. Nobody, not even his lawyer, except one lieutenant would go inside the cell block, get his chair, and talk to him. And that lieutenant wasn't accused of killing him or bringing his stuff in. It was a captain. And anyway, I used to escort him to go someplace and nobody could touch him. He'd sit in the cell in Nuremberg, and it's sitting where all the prisoners sat. And one day he was taking the earphone apart, and he had a steel disc, sharp. I told him, no, don't do that. He said, oh, that's something, I don't know what. He kept doing it, and I went wham with my 18-inch BB sap. I hit him on the hands. He called me a Schweinhund. But we was always friends after that.